Many thanks, Rico. Now, Malaysia is aiming to have 70% of babies breastfed by 2025. Currently, fewer than 50% of infants who are under 6 months old are exclusively breastfed. Now, that's according to recent data. Malaysia isn't alone. Other Asian countries, including Vietnam and Singapore, are encouraging women to breastfeed their babies, citing the health benefits for mother and for child. Well, we can speak to Amal Omer-Salim, who's the Executive Director of the World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action, who joins us now from Penang. What is it about Southeast Asian countries that breastfeeding isn't as popular as, say, Western countries?
Yes, hello. The rates of breastfeeding in Southeast Asia actually differ between East Asia and the Pacific and South Asia. Globally, of course, about 40% of babies are breastfed exclusively up to 6 months. In this region here, Southeast Asia, the figures are, depending on the country, somewhere between 20 and 40%. So I wouldn't say that it is less popular. It depends on the country because there are lots of differences within the region.
So why do countries like Malaysia and also Vietnam and Singapore, why are they encouraging these targets? Why are they bringing in this 70% target?
Well, the World Health Assembly has set a target that by 2025, that at least 50% of all babies should be breastfed exclusively for the first 6 months of life. And several of these countries in this region, the ones that you mentioned, are actually seeing that the benefits of breastfeeding for the child and the mother and the families and the nations actually are very important. And it is something that, like, for example, Malaysia has always had a focus on breastfeeding, and there is a greater awareness. We've just come out of the first National Scientific Conference on infant and young child feeding in Malaysia last week. And there, Malaysia, with the State Health Department and the universities and the World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action and other stakeholders put forward some of the evidence that breastfeeding is very good for the babies. We know that it prevents malnutrition and diarrhea and those things, but it also impacts positively on obesity rates and long-term health for the babies. And so I think that this greater awareness in the society that breastfeeding is really very good, both in the short and in the long term, and also awareness of the need, for example, to create the supportive workplaces, health systems that mothers need to be able to breastfeed.
Amal Omer-Salim, thank you for sharing your insight. Many thanks.